What's up? And welcome back to my channel. This is Positive and Negative Tarot. If you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad that you're here. That means that you found something resonating in previous videos or just found it entertaining enough to want to spend a few minutes over here. Either way, I'm so grateful. Today I'm going to be doing general love messages. So today this is going to be a love reading. Cool. So I already shuffled and pulled out a few cards for the initial spread, and then I'll continue to pull as we continue. So right off the back, I have the Wheel of Life, the King of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. And then on the top of the deck, we had the Djinn, and on the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Pentacles. So the Wheel of Life, this could be your energy, the collective, or someone else, but I want to say this is possibly your energy. But this is just giving me, and especially with the other two cards being the King of Swords and Eight of Swords, this Wheel of Life energy is giving me somebody who's kind of like in this let go, let God kind of space. And earlier I wanted to say thank you, God, as I was like about to say thank you, Spirit, basically, for the messages and stuff, and clearing my energy and such. And I just caught 111 on the timer for confirmation. But this is just giving me somebody who's literally in that let go, let God energy, or whoever you look up to. We have the Wheel of Life, we have the King of Swords, and we have the Eight of Swords. So with this Wheel of Life being the first card out, I think that this could be your energy, collective, or it could possibly be whoever else is in reference to your particular situation. But with this Wheel of Life card being here, I think that this is somebody who kind of has thrown their hands up, and ironically, this person has their hands like up in the air, kind of, sort of, and they're not driving. They're letting kind of like this essence or this aura kind of sail the lotus that they're sitting on. So right here, for some reason, I'm also getting someone possibly being tired of driving. So I don't know if someone drives a lot and the other person never offers to drive, or if there's something about one person is always doing more than the other person. But it's giving me on that card in particular, is giving me someone who just has their hands up, like they're ready to let somebody else drive the boat for once, and they're letting spirit do this as opposed to maybe a different person or another force or somebody in the 3D is what I'm also getting. Sail the lotus that they're sitting on. So I really think that, again, that's somebody saying like, I'm letting go and letting God kind of guide me to where spirit feels like I should go, or whoever you look up to spiritually. So it could be God, or it could be the divine, or again, whoever that you look up to. But this is just giving me somebody who has kind of like thrown their hands up at a situation. I don't even want to say giving up on the situation, but definitely moving in a different direction, but not forcing anything either. Because again, this person is not touching anything as far as guidance goes in regard to the steering wheel, and their feet and legs are in the air. So this person is not even, I don't even want to say grounded, but this person is kind of just in this space of, you know what, I'm just gonna do me and entertain myself, and kind of like, again, just let life and the winds guide them. But it's not giving me like any like inappropriateness about it or anything like that. This person is sitting there almost like they're being cradled by spirit as spirit guides them. And then right next to it, we have the King of Swords. So I think this King of Swords could be someone else's energy, or someone else in regard to your particular situation. I don't think that this is your energy, but take it as it resonates. But with this King of Swords being here, I think that this could be you or somebody else thinking about a situation deeply and looking into a situation, but not necessarily having a complete or total clarity in regard to a situation. Even though this is swords, the King of Swords kind of gives me emotional energy at the same time, especially with this being specifically interpreted for a love message reading. And then right next to it, we have the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is mental anguish, entrapment energy, feeling stuck, feeling like you can't move. And since the swords is mental energy as well as talking or communicative energy, especially being right next to that King of Swords. So I don't know, this is giving me someone who, for one, is feeling trapped in a situation that they can possibly get out of, but maybe they don't see a clear way as to how to get out of that particular situation. And in the meantime, you're kind of just like, oh, life is life. I'm just letting spirit take me to where I need to go, basically. And also with this Eight of Swords, there's like a padlock wooden thing on the cloak of the person who is in that Eight of Swords energy. And for some reason, I just get this energy of also something being kept closed or kept a lid on or kept from being revealed in some type of way, especially with that King of Swords and like that. There's like a very noticeable wind on the King of Swords in the direction of his face, specifically the eyes. So this could give me also maybe somebody could be hiding some type of information, which is preventing someone else from being able to see something clearly, or this could be someone. I'll keep on channeling. So then at the top of the deck, we also had the Jinn card, and then at the bottom of the deck, we had the Six of Pentacles. So the Jinn card is liberation, self-discipline, revelation. So before I lose my train of thought, especially with that wheel of life being there, that also is giving me some type of freedom in the sense that, again, you're letting spirit guide you, but you're not going towards this situation that doesn't seem clear. And again, with me referencing that hands up, kind of just like throwing your hands up on a situation, it could be that somebody had decided to give up on a situation, and that caused them to kind of just like go to spirit, go towards spirit, maybe get closer to the divine in some way, or get closer to God in some way, or if that wheel of life is your energy and not someone else's energy. Let's see. And then it says independence, breaking free from addictions. It says the Jinn appears when someone has been tricked into believing they have no control over negative situations. So again, that kind of references the Eight of Swords to me, because again, that Eight of Swords is feeling like mentally stuck, mentally trapped, feeling like you don't know how to get out of something, especially again with that King of Swords being there and having like that mental fogginess near the mind and the eyes of the person. I'm also getting that you collective, or whoever is embodying that wheel of life energy, that could also be you liberating yourself from some type of stagnant mentality that was making you feel like you had to remain in a situation that didn't seem clear or seem kind of uncertain, whether that be due to you or someone else. Possibly whoever is in that King of Swords foggy mental energy. But the Jinn clarifies and says she reminds them that they have the power to shine a light on unhealthy energies, thus setting themselves free through willpower and strength. So maybe this Wheel of Life card could also be somebody especially since I mentioned somebody going towards like whoever they believe in spiritually. This could be somebody going towards or getting closer to, or somehow allowing spirit in their life in some way, shape, or form to guide them away from perhaps negative influences, negative parties, negative ways of thinking, or some type of energy that just creates a very deep, deaf, DEPTH, not the other one, and just kind of like very stuck and stagnant energy. Is what I also am getting. It says break free from the chains that hold you down. Freedom from fear is a mindset. So especially since this is a love message, maybe this could also be in regard to something that is preventing someone from being able to just be emotionally upright or something like that, since this is like supposed to be channeled for love messages. For some reason, I was also just getting someone being in their head about how to get out of a rolling stone kind of energy is what I'm also getting, because this Wheel of Life energy is somebody that's kind of just like going with the flow. But if we're talking about in regard to love, relationship, commitment, that kind of energy is kind of disruptive in regard to love messages. So that's also what I'm getting here. But more than anything, I'm getting you or the person of interest or whatever the situation is, I'm getting someone else kind of just throwing their hands up in regard to a situation, and they're kind of setting sails on their life, doing whatever they choose to do in their life. while somebody else is in this very deep thought about how to escape a situation, but I'm not sure if they have quite realized how to get out of a particular situation yet. Especially with the Jinn card being there, there's definitely heavy energy on breaking free from something, freedom of the mind, or freedom from something that actually has somebody like trapped and bound, or freedom from the truth. Or something of that regard, because again, on that Eight of Swords, with that cloak being like so tied up, it has locks on it also, but the locks are unlocked. So that also gives me the idea that somebody should be able to see through a situation, but has not yet seen that they're able to get out of a particular situation or escape a particular pattern or escape a particular mindset, especially since the Jinn is also addictions and things of that nature. Even though it's addictions, this could be like drugs, alcohol, or things of that nature, but it also could be just like other addictions that we pick up on in life, or like maybe you have formed a particular habit that you haven't even realized, or maybe you have realized it but haven't, again with this Eight of Swords energy being self-entrapment energy, either haven't escaped from that bad habit, or haven't, or you may not feel like, or the other person of interest may not feel like they know how to quite get themselves out of that mindset or particular way of doing something or thinking. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles being on the bottom of the deck, this is a very nurturing card. This is a very giving card. So perhaps because it takes two to tango. It's a love message, but it takes two to tango. This could also be somebody who is very giving, or maybe too nice, or could be overly giving, and that could also be a bad habit or an addiction. Because if you're too nice, it allows, pushover, or it allows you to be manipulated or used, or just other little things and stuff like that. But that could also be a bad habit. But also, because the Six of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck, I also kind of align that with this Wheel of Life card. So again, if you are in that energy of just kind of like let go of a situation, or just release the cord on the situation, or release like some type of mental anguish about a situation, this could be you kind of just in the state of like nurturing yourself, but also maybe you're in a state of wanting some type of equal giving and receiving. Also, with the Six of Pentacles in regard to the Wheel of Life card, as I mentioned earlier in the reference of like someone being tired of driving and like this equal give and take thing, I feel like that could also be what the Six of Pentacles is in regard to. Maybe someone could be thinking about how they would really like this equal give and take, or maybe even like to take a step back from always either being the one to have to do everything in a particular situation, or maybe not receiving enough in a situation. Hence the Wheel of Life card and the person just kind of letting the divine. I'm also getting that as you or another person moves away from a situation that's possibly confusing, unclear, or potentially secretive, that someone could be engaging in like some type of volunteer work. The volunteer work could be in regard to maybe animals or children. But I'm getting some type of giving back energy. This could be like, again, volunteering, maybe at like an after school program, or like a daycare, or like a animal clinic, an animal hospital, or something of that nature, or something in regard to some type of cause that they like enjoy and would take their mind off of whatever this situation is going on, since this is in regard to love. So I'm going to clarify the Six of Pentacles as soon as I find my deck, because like literally how did I just, oh, it's right here. Okay, so, and then I'm just gonna keep seeing what I'm getting from the rest of this. I don't know if I said earlier, but I also feel like if that Wheel of Life in the first initial spread is in regard to the person in question and not you collective, again, I think this could be somebody who's like getting out of this going with the flow energy, but maybe could be worried about something more serious, especially since there are themes of like freedom, escaping some type of like mindset and things of that nature. So maybe this could also be somebody trying to escape, like I said, a player mindset, a Rolling Stone type of mindset. But also there's something that could be hidden, especially with this Eight of Swords and then the King of Swords. Like I said, like this person is thinking about something. I don't know. I'm going to clarify. Just give me 3 more cards, Spirit. Give me 3 more cards, Spirit. I don't know what I want to clarify yet. Give me 3 more cards for this general love message for the collective. For whoever decides to click on this video, whoever decides to watch the video. So right off the bat, we have the Emperor coming out. That's interesting, especially since I mentioned earlier, maybe this could be somebody who wants equal give and take, equal receive, because with the Six of Pentacles, that is somebody that has enough bounty or enough harvest, enough fruit, enough food, enough money, since it's Pentacles, for themselves and to give to other things. So like they have enough money to buy a pet and take care of a pet. This could be somebody that's very giving, very nurturing. I'm getting very sweet for some reason. So again, this could be you or someone else collective. But the Emperor popped out. So, okay. Let's see what this is in regard to. Spirit, can I have 2 more cards? Spirit, can I have 2 more cards? Spirit, can I have 2 more cards? Thank you. So the Emperor popped out, and then we have the World card. Okay. And then 1 more card, Spirit. 1 more card. Clear and concise messages for the collective in regard to love. Clear and concise messages for the collective in regard to love. Clear and concise messages for the collective in regard to love. Clear and concise messages for the collective in regard to love. Clear and concise messages for the collective in regard to love. 2 cards came out. I'll take them. Okay, so we got the Emperor coming out first, then we have the World card, then we have the Queen of Wands, and we have the 4 of Swords. Okay. So with this Emperor card being here, I don't know if this is, I don't know whose energy this is. I don't know if this is somebody coming in for you, collective, like you got an Emperor on the way, especially since on this card it's like very earthy, it's very stable. And the Emperor card, in this deck at least, it gives like a balance of stability and emotion, because their cloak is half green and like earthy, and then the bottom half of the cloak is like watery, or it was blue. And it's like right in the middle, so this just gives me a very balanced and equal person. This person gives me like very sturdy, very upright, and very just enlightened in the mind for sure. This like already, like even from this card, I just get like a very relaxed energy. Like it's giving me like, okay, you can relax now for some reason on this card. As I see the Emperor and then reflect on that Six of Pentacles card, I definitely think that that could be somebody that could be coming in for you. And even if you're a guy watching this, that could be an Empress coming in for you. Just take it as it resonates. But that is just somebody, especially from that Six of Pentacles, I'm getting that that Emperor is somebody that is very giving, and that would make sense. Emperor is sturdy, balanced in pretty much all categories. So it's just giving somebody that has enough to give. And then also with, as I was describing, like the sturdiness and the shoulders, that could also be, if this is a woman, or if this is you collective and you're a woman, the person of interest or the person coming into you could have like very prominent or noticeable shoulders, or very broad and sturdy shoulders is what I'm getting. And if this is a man and you're watching this, the woman could just have very noticeable shoulders. It doesn't necessarily have to be broad, but they could just be like, just look a particular way to you that stands out or is noticeable. Or maybe it's just something about their back, or I'm getting like clavicle area, neckline, that type of thing. And then we have the World card, which again, a World card is like completing or closing out cycles. Since we had the Wheel of Life at the beginning, I I think this is just letting spirit guide you, or letting spirit guide I want to say guide in something, or bring you towards something, or deliver something towards you. Because this pony is riding the world. Just see something real quick. Just see something. Success, travel, fulfillment, wholeness, integration. The uniform reflects on her journey and celebrates achievements. She emanates empowerment in motion. Having overcome many barriers. With the world card and like the integration, the wholeness, the completion, or beginning of cycles, and then like just the keywords of like opportunity and success. I just think that the world card is a few things. It could be like, number one, congratulating you on completing a part of your journey that brings you into wholeness of yourself. Like you releasing possibly some type of grip or hold on some type of situation, or staying in a situation and like due to like fear or stagnancy, you releasing that, or releasing whatever that behavior was, or again, this could be the person of interest, but I'm getting you collective, since this could also be the closing out of cycles, which is thus bringing you and propelling you forward into a new cycle, or a new opportunity. Like this could also be like spirit giving you this new opportunity, which is kind of what you want, is giving like fulfillment. If you are somebody who wanted like equal give and take, an emperor, somebody who's solid, somebody who has a solid foundation themselves, somebody who's also nurturing, it's just giving like whatever you walked away from kind of solidified that to spirit. Like, hey spirit, like I am definitely ready for something. If this is not an emperor or empress coming in for you, collective, this could be you just embodying this very stable energy, this very balanced energy, on all or multiple forefronts. And that's just putting you in this emperor energy, and just highlighting again that world card and completing a cycle, just finding wholeness in oneself. Like that's just like the ultimate completeness, embodying that particular type of energy. So again, if that's not somebody coming in for you, that actually could be you, man or female, embodying this very grounded and stable energy. So yeah, I think I'm going to close it out here on the world card. If this was resonating or beginning to resonate, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a good evening. I am finishing up this video at 2 a.m. in the morning. So good morning, and also good night to you all. And yeah, peace out. Yang, 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 yang.